one. Sake has been played by both squads only one time. It was a dominant performance from the Heretics, and it was a smoke show on the side of Vancouver. But this is where practice is going to be able to showcase itself on the main stage.
I like that call. I like that call. Let's take a look. This is on the season, but as of recent, your point stands.
Yeah.
Both teams have been pretty bad at this map. They've not preferred to see it in the rotation, but that was months ago. Stats don't often exist beyond maybe a week or two. Well, at least you would think, maybe. Hard to say fully for sure, but we are looking to load on in. Okay, let's get our Thursday kickdown off. We've got the team Heretics taking on the Vancouver Surge. Sake, Hardpoint. Let's get it on.
We always talk about the Heretics, a team who is unbelievable when they are playing from the advantage, when they are playing from the lead. So you need these ARs to set the tone, and it's Rencor already finding a double. SMG is going to clean up house in the middle of the map, and look at those spawns. They instantly flip.
Yeah, and that's the big talking point if you're joining us here late or if you just kind of tuned out at the Miami Heretics when they had finished off the CDL season. The major point of conversation was, when are we going to get the Super and Raincourt from last year? Metals has stepped up in these last couple of weeks. Real has provided a different tempo for this team, but the superstars that were there last year had been empty in the back half of the season. So can they show up today?
So far, starting off great if you are the Heretics. Not spawning on the preferred side, getting 20 seconds off of the P1, and now trying to lock down these spawns for P2. Metal's playing nice and tight in that corner. Nero does not check it, so the first kill goes instantly towards their way. And now, if you're the Heretics, let's just allow these gunfights to come to you, because you're fully set up.
Got big moment here for Rancor, locking and anchoring the spawns. Floating through the middle of the map are the SMGs. Rancor with a fire one. Nice snap for the second. Metals cleans up the front, and it's absolutely perfect for Heretics on the opening hold.
And I thought I was going crazy. It looked like Rencor was finding every single kill in the feed, but we got double ones, we got double fives. Be prepared for anything here, Al. But so far, you can tell Miami are still destroying here at this P2 HP. You can't even get close if you are the Surge, but 2 kills do go their way. They're going to spawn 3 players all the way across the map. This final 30 looking like Surge is going to get.
Yeah, that's almost too easy right there with Mamba and 0-5 as well. I was a bit puzzled to see Super, or Real, pardon me, spawn all the way out right there. It looked like they had the perfect lockdown to the backside of warehouse, but not quite anchored enough. So Vancouver able to get in for the scrap time, and actually a vast majority of the back half of that time. And now making their move over towards rotation. You're going to get one of the players, the Heretics, spawning back behind P2.
How much pressure can you take up on the map to potentially give yourself the advantage off this rotation? But with Super finding that first kill, he's guaranteeing those back spawns for the rest of his teammates now dropping. So Heretics are going to be able to take the lead and grow it a little bit more. How do Surge decide to set up this break? It looks like they're going to try to just flood the top ridge.
Not on Super's watch. Nice double for him. Looking for a third, not quite able to. Real going to follow? No, not quite. Big win there from Nero. Allows Vancouver to stack up, get a break attempt on the way with 35 seconds left in the hill. Nero making the first move, gets shut down. Mamba's still looking to try to get just anything going right now on the main stage, and he will be bested by Real in the back staircase, and that will likely mean that this last hit is the last possible opportunity for time.
Yeah, he's just taking tough gunfight after tough gunfight. I would love to see Surge instantly on their first attempt spread the map a little bit to try to contest those back spawns, because the 4 through bottom middle is not going to work, especially when you're allowing that one guy watching it finds the multi-kill. So a flawless 60 hold here from the Heretics. They blow the game wide open, and they have an opportunity to chain it over here to P4.
Yes, they sure do, but Mamba will eventually get into the feed. Head halt from Lunar's backside dojo. Those 2 ARs looking to lock things down as you're still waiting for Craze to make his way back over towards the hardpoint. He will find one elimination in the middle of the map and then immediately come off spawn. Nice lockdown here from Mamba. Good read on the long route from Team Heretics. One more to deal with. That's Super at range, and okay, now all of a sudden, we've got Mamba starting to heat up a touch.
Yeah, first wave already shut down. Now, if you are the Heretics, how are you going to approach on the second attempt here? It looks like they're going to say, screw going through the front. Let's try to take top mid bar control. They do find the opening kill, but it's Lunar's finding a double. Mamba going to strike for the final. Okay, Mamba might have had a slow start, but he's on 4 in a row. And if Vancouver get this full 20, it's basically blow for blow tie game.
Absolutely, and that's the one thing I will say about Mamba. He knows that, okay, I'm in a bit of a rough spot right now, but as soon as we rotate and get set up, that's when we can come to life. And so far, so good. Lunar's shut down over the top of the hardpoint. You're able to step up for a couple, and that will be the scrap time guaranteed for Vancouver. Really nice bounce back here on Ring, and we're going to make our way back over towards P5, where Craze and Mamba have already opened up a couple of kills.
Yeah, Craze able to find a double through bottom pit, so all it's doing is continuously pushing the Heretics back, but you see that one spawn that does come in for a player like Real. You're not going to be expecting him to be over towards the warehouse, and he's going to make his life count. Finds 1 kill, eventually going to lead to the break, and Real, with the blessed opportunity, makes the most of it.
Yeah, Craze now looking to try to get involved, trying to wait for a little bit of help. The nades will land. now getting active over the top of the Hardpoint, able to find the first. Still healthy, looking for more. Will grab it off the reload. Does he get the third? Over the top almost, but the shutdown is there nonetheless. 112, 107, 25 seconds on the Hardpoint. Vancouver in the lead.
And this has been a fantastic sequence here from the Surge, from P4 to P5. Not allowing the Heretics to get any time off of either one of those HP. And now in the final 15 seconds, they're still trying to commit at this. Mamba was 1-8. Now he is 9-9. We were waiting for the Cowboy to start striking.
Yeehaw. Tell you what, almost for a double as Nero tried to get the rotation locked down over towards New. But an opportunity here for the Heretics to have some numbers over the top of the bar. That will help out as this long stretch of Vancouver Hills is finally put a little bit to rest. Split spawn situation here, though.
That already.
If you're Heretics, the answer is no. All four will drop. Rencor and the rest of Heretics spawning towards Dojo for now.
And now they have another opportunity, being blessed with another natural pinch. Two players on both sides. They're just trying to get these opening kills. Rencor's going to fly on in, only has ammo in his pistol. But at least for now, you're still contesting it for the spawns. I know if you're Vancouver, you're thinking, all right, we're clear over at the P2 side, but they are making this very scrappy. This is hard to read.
Yeah, it really is. It's just all of this last 60 seconds have been split spawns all over the place. So win your ones. Hope you've got the COD timing in your favor. Heretics doing a nice job on the backside of this first hill, getting it nearly to a tie game. Real, backside staircase, able to find another. That will help out to clear the space and dictate where the spawns are going to be. One more up front and able to get the hip fire to land. Nero for a trade. Rencor over the top into trouble. Will eventually fall. So a little bit of scrap time here for Vancouver, but Heretics will have the hill at Warehouse.
And again, they have so much layers being created. It's either Meadows or Rencor. Someone pushed out on the front side of P5, and you didn't check the corner the first go around, but this time you're not going to get caught slipping. You get the first kill. There's pressure towards the back. You're going to spawn two players from the Heretics all the way across the map. So this is the first attempt break that's going to be perfect.
Absolutely beautiful. Super able to make a little bit of an effort happen, and that actually stretches an opportunity for both Rencor and Metals to work around the back. You're still trying to deal with Real from the front. He will be dealt with. Looters now snapping over to the back. Nice for the second. More. No, not quite. But in quickly is Craze, trying to follow up on the last few couple of members, but Mamba or Nero is able to jump on into the mix, and Vancouver will hold the back 20.
Yeah, this was Vancouver's hill in the first set as well. This P2, they've had their response, and where the Heretics were able to pull away the game was at this P3. So you have to have that same exact situation go down here, because you're going to be down by almost 20, 30 points going into this next HP, but at least for now, they got the spawns on lock.
Rotation on the way. Able to find the first two are the Heretics, stabilizing this setup on rotation, plus an extra in the middle of the map, thanks to Real. So what had been a 20-point lead for Vancouver is quickly going to fade. Although Rencor may get blindsided here. Yeah, quick route on the way back. That's going to block out the spawns, if not win them for Vancouver.
Oh yeah, they're out.
And an opportunity to try to get their way in now for 4v2 on the Hardpoint. Super, what do you have for us? He's able to find the first. Pistol out for the second. Looking for more. Almost able to grab it, but there's just too many to deal with. But quickly on the rebuttal. Here come Team Heretics from the bottom of the map. They have numbers, but Craze has got the read. Wants to try to possibly win the spawns outright. He's got help nearby. Pushes, finds the kill. Now it's just down to cleaning up the last couple of members inside the Hardpoint.
Yeah, now he secures the spawns for his team. You know you have the numbers advantage. You're just going to choose wisely when is the time to go for the chow. And now that you have some assistance, fantastic teamwork on display there from the Surge. A perfect break gives themselves a nice little 25 to almost 30-point lead. But you need to find another quick break again. But Craze on 4 in a row could potentially earn himself the Hellstorm. That is unreal shots there on the Rencor.
Metal's also in a little bit of trouble over towards the bar window. Craze wants blood, and Craze is going to get blood. 6 kills in a row for Craze. Now into the Hardpoint, surely getting close, if not at a Hellstorm. But he will be felled. Super, now trying to zone out the front as this next pit is in pieces right here for Vancouver. Good moment for Heretics.
And this is where the Heretics start to build some space through the middle of the map. The ARs are trying to lock it down, make it difficult for these SMGs to get any space through the middle. But that one blessed spawn does come in. Are you going to be able to read this if you are Super? You're just not expecting it. 2 kills go in favor of Surge, might lead to another quick break.
But you get a win on the Hardpoint from Rencor. Mamba trying to contest. Slight edge to Miami on the scoreboard. But here come the ARs pushing forward, finding every single kill. Real is on the picture, but out of it at the moment. And it's going to be an opportunity here for Vancouver to not just get the scrap time. They've got early numbers over towards New.
Yeah, and this is what the sequence that cost the Heretics a hefty chunk of time earlier into this game. This P4, P5 chain went fantastic on the first go around here for the Surge, and now they're looking to do it again to potentially close out this map number 1, but kills initially do not go their way. Spawns are going to be a little bit sporadic, but Heretics are in the time.
Oh, big win right there in the middle of the map. That's from Craze. That will open up an avenue of approach as Super is trying to lock things down over towards the warehouse. Stun comes through, Super is low. Trade is there. Now it's just down to trying to find the kills over the top of the hard point. Rencore making life difficult in that fashion, but there's going to be a follow-up elimination on the way. 225 to 219. Vancouver still spawning close, but Metals is now locking down the hard point. He's running out of ammunition, needs some help. It's Real on the pinch. Can he find a way to clean everything up inside the hill itself? He's in some trouble, but the help is still nearby. 1v1 for the final bit of time, and Rencore is able to find the win.
Still have a chance at winning here, but no longer going to be the case as soon as Rencore falls in towards the hard point. So Vancouver is still going to decide to play through old. They're finding a majority of these kills. The only one that they have yet to find is Real. So this is only going to be beneficial here for the Surge because they got a lot of mid-map already for this next B1.
Absolutely. Keep your eye on whichever number 5 is on the bottom side of the map. Rencore pushing through old, but Vancouver are in the time. Here comes the split hit. It's all about timing. First blood comes by way of Heretics getting under the hard point.
All
and they're
four.
gonna find all 4. Okay, this is an opportunity to put this game away. They know where the spawns are. 238, 236.
And this is where you can't really force these gunfights. Allow the play to come to you. You only need another 6 seconds to call map 1.
Real trying to hold that front line. Scattered, able to find the first. Backing up. Ah, nice help on the way. Now it's just the last couple of seconds, but hold on a second. You got numbers here for Vancouver. Rencore able to find 1. Does he try to challenge the second and win the game? He's gonna wait for help. Here come Vancouver off spawn. They're able to find Metals on the cross. There's numbers here. Rencore's taking a long route, but he gets stunned, but he's still able to win the battle. Is there a trade?
We gotta go to the hill.
245 to 247. Metals on the time shutdown. It's just down to, can anyone get there in time for Vancouver off the spawn? The answer is no, and Heretics survive.
What a game number 1 there. I don't think I've ever seen Sake have that many different spawn points all over the map. And it's the Heretics who are able to thrive through the chaos. I would have loved to see Vancouver in that sequence when you turn it into a one-on-one with Rencore value in his life. Just force them to chow you. Sit on the hard point time, but Craze was thinking about the cutoffs over towards lobby. And then when the sequence of kills start to go down, and Miami are consistently always starting off with that first one, it gives them the advantage every single time. A 6-point difference, not as clean as you wanted for both squads, but Miami get it done.
Yeah, that was a morning wake-up for those in the United States watching. Yeah, let's get into this one. We're still in groups, I know, but yeesh, if we're going to be getting action like this all day, I'm here for it. Well, yeah, we're both here for it.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, it's our job.
Job is generous. This is fun. Holy cow. Okay. And initially, it's like, yeah, whatever. Mamba's got a slow start, but as soon as they get set up, everything starts to feel like it's leveled out. But what I will say is this guy showed up. Super was all over the map. Rencore following behind it. That's what we need to see if Miami's going to put together another heroic stretch at EWC.
Yeah, those are those guys last year, man. And obviously, Rencore took the Rookie of the Year in the last title. He was trying to split it alongside his duo in Super. But when those guys are able to provide that slaying presence, the game is just so much easier. You know that you have the fundamental guy in Metals, who's always going to be thinking about that next play. Playing a rat corner to just guarantee that first kill, that's what he brings to the team. But your superstars need to start superstarring.
Yeah.
And it was Super and Rencore pop and take.
That's what we wanted to see. That's what we've been itching to see. That's what we kind of got at the beginning of the year. We're like, all right, here come the Heretics again. Same story, different year. And then all of a sudden, it was that back and forth of maybe good, maybe not. Today, so far, pretty good. Pretty good overall. And, you know, we talk about this often, just going to re-hit it, because if we do get to 4, which I think we will, it's the conversation that always comes up. If Miami/Heretics is just here can play from the leader's advantage, they look great. It's just, can they actually build a leader's advantage? That's where the struggle has often been for this team. But in that map, I will say, to kind of counter my own point, back and forth affair, they're still making great decisions. That's what we need to see.
Oh yeah, you love to watch this Heretics roster on maps that usually rely on the ARs, because these are your superstars. That's going to allow Rencore to set up one of these power spots, hold these head glitches, find multi-kill after multi-kill, and Super's going to do the same exact thing. So it's been one of their go-to maps since the beginning of the season, but to play a map that you really haven't found a lot of success on to start this series,
yep.
And even though it was a grueler, for the Heretics, who always love to play with the advantage, you're feeling happy as hell that now you're up 1-0 going into Raid.
100%. Let's talk about Raid. Search and destroy map that Miami has played an absolute ton of. There is more than enough film to fill up the Cannes Film Festival. I don't know who's going to be screening that, but if they do, they're in it. I'd go watch that. I'd go watch a can screening festival of Miami playing Raid.
I don't know. I used to really enjoy the Heretics whenever they played Raid. That's when Super was able to set the S&D kill record with the sniper pistol in hand. But it's like ever since the sniper has been out of play for like the last 2 to 3 months of the game, their S&D is out the window. This is the only map that they somewhat find success on, and it's usually through Super being consistent in his first bloods. But now, since the game has changed with the meta change, it's forcing more of your SMGs to make all those big-time plays, and it's instant counters every single time versus the guy with the boomstick. So hopefully the practice, because you heard Methods in 6 saying this is the game mode that's going to take them a really deep road here at EWC. It's got to start here.
I mean, let's just throw the numbers on it. Miami, when they started the year, were incredible.
Unbelievable.
So good. But you go back to Major 4 quals through champs, I'm going to give you an over-under 3.5 search and destroy map wins. Taking the over, it's under. It's 3. It's 3 map wins.
And 2 of them on Raid.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
Nah, can't be having that. We'll play the over-under game with you guys on Control next, or pardon me, Overload next, which, oof. Okay, let's get into the Raid. Here we go. Vancouver on the opening attack. Quick play from Craze to get up to water stairs. No one even bothering to watch for it. He wants blood, and he gets blood.
First blood early to Surge. A lot of info. There's a lot of pressure in towards ring, so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I wish they even trying to play with this. Let's get this bomb down on the opposite side.
Oh, yeah. We're planning this thing B immediately. Craze will be the pivot point, just kind of floating and looking to make life miserable for the Heretics on their retake attempt. Bomb planted. Craze will fall. Pressure established on the flank over towards driveway. And it looks like Vancouver are going to respect that with all 3 players in the post plant towards bed.
But don't have any trophies to make this a little bit easier or more dominant setup here. A double pinch coming in from the Heretics. It's all about the timing. The baiting switch is good enough. They have the numbers.
Okay, follow-up coming through. Lunar still completely unknown to where he is, but the follow-up from Real is good, and that's a 3v4 post-plant retake. Everything looked like it was going to go to Surge's way.
Yeah, that just can't happen right there if you are the Surge. We found an early first blood in the first 20 seconds. We get the bomb down. We have a post-plant 4v3, but instead of using your 4v3, Craze gets isolated on the opposite side of the map trying to work a late pinch. Those are just risks you can't take at this moment. So that's going to come back to bite your team. They were just so trapped in towards the bedroom. They had no space anywhere else. And the Heretics were able to get the perfect read for a perfect opening round.
Unbelievable stuff. I'm actually a little bit surprised that off that bedroom post plant, they didn't try to put someone all the way back towards aircon.
They should have took space on the opposite side,
or
too.
Or that, yeah. One of the two. Well, Heretics get away with the first round after losing the first blood. Now looking to get aggressive towards Laundry. Real is already in there with 3 eliminations. Looking for number 4. He'll find that one and get out of dodge. Playing the corner, a little shoulder comes through. It looks like he's going to find that. Yeah, Vancouver have committed to trying to still contest this somehow, some way. Are we kidding? What are we talking about right now? Nero now completely stuck. Nades and smoke coming through, but at a certain point, you just rush it through. And I think Real actually gets credit for that last kill, too.
Yeah, I don't understand what Vancouver right now are doing. They looked like they were surprised at the fact that the Heretics so far pushed them into Laundry, but that's potentially going to be the case when no one is scouting for the early info. They push up for free. Real gets the first blood. Metal strikes for the second, and Super finds the third. Everyone providing their 25%. If you are a Surge, you probably got to slow this game down a little bit.
I mean, once Real gets into Laundry, I'm just puzzled that Surge are still trying to contest the bomb plant. Like, we got to reform and try to hit through pillars or something. So Real will get 1 in that round and get to 4-0. And Vancouver have purely set their eyes over towards A, Super first blood. Real a couple of tags over towards the back van. And here comes Metals on a late pinch. Shutting down anything towards mid.
Keep on giving the Heretics early advantage. They're going to be able to capitalize on it. Look at how much map control they have. They said, okay, 3v4, we're going to give up B because we have an extra gun that's going to be an easier opportunity for a retake. But Metals gets isolated, 3v3.
Super. Follow-up information that there is a little bit of a backwards retreat. Real in a wide open position is able to get it 5th. Super for his trade is now on 4 in a row. And it's on to Nero for a 1v2.
Shoulders being thrown. Information already gained here from the Heretics. And now Rencore and Super, that duo, going to play side by side around the middle of the map. Only 35 seconds left to go. Nero eventually has to commit on this bomb plant.
Well, he's going to commit to it right here. It's the right call in terms of where exactly the Heretics are. And he's going to set himself up into Tiki. Rencore and Super, long-standing duo. Here comes their move. Rencore's going to hop on for the defuse. Oh, Hero's got the read, but nice shots from Super before he can tuck away. And that will be a 3-0 advantage to the Heretics.
Looking like somewhat of their S&D back in the day. Consistently finding first bloods, even though it's Super with the AR instead of the sniper. They're just finding themselves in a lot of early advantages. Nades are able to connect to have Craze half HP. Even though Metals is instantly going to be traded through the middle of the map, the fact that Real was able to get one Super in a position to keep the numbers on their side, and Super again in a position to play the trade. It's good to see, because it's been quite some time since we've seen him like that.
Yeah, I'll say. What, like, where has he been? There we go. Let's see. Metals aggressive through Kitchen, able to find the first ball. This is just raw aggression. The Heretics are just not giving any respect to Vancouver. Mamba stuck over towards Money Window, is able to at least give him a chance at what would have to be a 1v3.
Bomb is going to get planted. And at least got the info that they have to be playing over towards Longy, but he is able to spot out Real. Too bad Real has a power spot. Heretics are playing them with no respect right now. It was a 4-man push in towards Kitchen. They consistently are finding that opening kill, so the trade fights, the domino effect keeps on going their way. And if you are Surge, you need to stop depleting right here, right now. This might be a 6-0.
I mean, that's a haymaker call right there out of Lucky, I imagine, coaching from behind. Like, you're finessing, you're winning the chess game. I mean, initially it's a 3v4 you come away with, and you're like, all right, let's go. And then you have 2 back-to-back incredibly well-designed rounds, and now you're just going to hit them hard. That's one that totally gets you off balance, I think, if you're Vancouver.
And I don't really know what strategy they're now going to play with.
How do you try to respond to that?
They've had a lot of aggressive rounds, and they usually are banking on Craze to be that lead guy, the guy that's going to take a majority of the space in the first 15 seconds. But it's just every time they try to take that risk, Heretics are there to blind counter them. So might have to switch up the pacing of this game, allow the plays to start coming to you, force the Heretics to start getting bomb plants down when it's potentially 4v4s. You might stand a better chance there than every single round just having a man down.
Yeah. Looks like we have a bit of an issue, I would imagine, based on Mamba's focus. It's probably from him. Hearing it's an audio issue. Kind of ironic to say that. I'm hearing it's an audio issue. Get it? Like, because he can't hear it. It's an audio issue.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, perfect. Jay's not dealing with my nonsense today. He's just like, yeah, I got you. Shut up. But it's just, Jay, help me, brother. We talk about this all the time in the green room. It's just like, what changed for Heretics? Like, all of a sudden, they look great. Why? Why has this not been the case all year?
I feel like when we've been watching him ever since Real has gotten added back into the lineup, it's been a lot of ISO ball. And so far in this game, every time one player from the Heretics is falling, there's someone else there to play for that trade. So the teamwork aspect is simply outclassing the Surge. But the fixes are already in. It's still a 4-0 lead here for the Heretics. Looking to try to keep this one a flawless victory. And now Craze is going to whip out this M15 to try to slow down his gameplay.
Yeah, but you get a lot of a read there from Super, who actually pushes Craze back, and then Real pops up, finds the first blood. It's just been so good. Super, a couple extra tags, still responsible for mid-map. Real changing the angle, sees one outside, and he may call for a little bit of help. And yeah, Metals is now all of a sudden helping a Kitchen, and he finds a kill. This is so good.
Keep on throwing shoulders, man. You're thinking, all right, Super's half HP. I should be able to clean him up. But wait, Nero's able to find a double. Still going to be a 1v2. In order for Vancouver to get their first run on the board, he has to pick up the ace.
Oh, he's able to find the third. Now it's down to the 1v1 with Rencore. The only player he has not seen as of yet. Smoke will dissipate. Nero going to try to hop for the plant, and that's the moment he falls. 5-0 Heretics.
Just way too easy, man. The fact that they are consistently finding so many first blood, it's on one specific player in Craze. We got to understand, they are playing you like a fiddle. This is Super just putting down shots in for Money Window. And then you pop up Real. All right, that guy's weak, get the first blood. Then Super the entire time in towards Kitchen, just drawing the attention. All right, I'm going to throw a shoulder. You're going to commit. Don't worry, I got Metals watching my crossfire. This is teamwork we haven't seen since, I guess, the beginning of the year or even last year with this core 4. And now it's one round away.
Yeah, it's been since last year. Champs into EWC. Unreal. On the other front, all that anticipation and potential excitement about Vancouver has all of a sudden been stalled out. And you're starting to think like, what? I mean, like, again, like, you look back to Vancouver as they were finishing off the year. Yeah, they have that kind of heartbreaker map 5 versus Boston. And that was kind of the story throughout their Major 4 quals. Map 5 lost to FaZe. Another Map 5 lost to Boston. They get a win versus this Heretics team. They get a win twice, actually, versus this Heretics team. One in the minor, one in the quals. So it's just like, okay, you're starting to see the buildings of something that could be competitive, but you haven't played in a month and a half, and it kind of looks like they haven't played in a month and a half.
Yeah, I feel like when this roster was first formed, I was thinking, all right, when you talk about the teamwork aspect, it should be a whole lot better than what the Carolina roster was previously, and also the Vancouver Surge roster was previously. You put together a squad where it's just natural chemistry. Obviously, between Mamba and Craze, you know what they have been able to do. But this year, to start off, Craze was playing alongside Nero. And then a little bit going deeper into the season, Nero was playing alongside Lunar. So it's just natural chem the entire time. And I'm expecting to see just better team play overall. And right now, it's just not working.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely picked apart. Timeout has expired. We're back in. After a 6-point game on the Hardpoint, we might be looking at a 6-point game here in the Surge. Hard, heavy hit here for Vancouver's defense through ring. Free plan at B. Thank you very much.
How do you set up this retake now if you are Surge? Because you give all the map control. There's only one player here initially to try to contest it, and it's going to be Mamba striking for the first blood. But Real has a peek. Real's going to be able to clean him up. And now the Heretics force it to be a 2v2.
Rancor in some trouble here, though. Oh, just trying to force the gunfight. He's going to fall. So now it's just down to Real. In towards Tiki, cut down. And that was a little messy from the Heretics for the first time so far, and Vancouver's on the board.
Yeah, I guess you got a couple rounds to throw away.
Yeah.
You're not expecting that B bomb plant to be as free as it was, but with Mamba being the only guy to early contest a spot out what the post plant setup was looking like, just jumps out money window, and finally Surge are able to get a first blood to go their way. They started off the game by getting the first blood, but still losing in the 4v3. But finally at least getting one on the board here.
And that's just, for not the first time, but a moment there where you look and say, okay, great decision-making for Vancouver, because you don't just get the first blood, you never allowed that post plant to really truly get set up. Super scrambling to get back over towards mid. Rancor's dealing with battles all over the top of bedroom. Real stuck at basketball. Like, no one's in a good spot to help each other for the first time. So, good stuff for Vancouver. Here we go, on to the attack, as Vancouver would need to get the full sale. Done, lands over towards Kitchen. Craze wants it. He's found a first blood here before.
He's dead.
Called it pretty perfectly there, Jay.
Yeah,
he's in trouble too.
He's just trapping himself in a corner. Just like Metal's just watching that entire cross. So he's able to find another first blood, but Nero effective on the trade. 3v3, 30 seconds gone, and you gather so much info that there's still pressure in towards Kitchen. And with those shots going down at water steps, don't waste any time. Bomb planted today.
Yeah, Mamba going to be the one to be trusted to watch the back. Kind of gives it up at the wrong time here, because, yep, there's the shot through jungle. You don't know if anyone's up close and personal. He's got an M15 on this angle, able to find one over the top, not going to happen, and that will do it. Considering how much film is out there on the Heretics, it didn't look like Vancouver went back and watched much.
Yeah, I don't know what Vancouver were doing, man. It's like we're trying to be the superhero. We're trying to be Superman. Individually pushing up the little map, putting yourself in tough situations, and consistently putting your teammates in a bad position. I was not expecting it to be that dominant there from the Heretics, because this is the mode that they have been struggling in, but that was a dominant search and destroy from Miami.
Quickly, before we go over to Puckett to the desk, has this been better from Heretics or dismal from Vancouver?
No, I think it's better from the Heretics, because their S&D has been abysmal, and that was the most dominant they've looked ever since Real walked in the building.
I like that calm. Let's see what Chris, Ali, and Enigma have to say back at the desk.
Sure.
Thank you very much, fam. I feel like I'm surrounded by Gentlemate super fans already, and I love the vibe. Ali, you look incredible today. Who inspired this look?
No one, but I did dye these clothes myself. Isn't that cool?
You have time to dye your own clothes.
I do have time to dye my own clothes.
On top of everything else you do.
I so too.
I'm so impressed. Let's talk about what else impressed us, because Andrew, game one, a 6-point decider. Doesn't get much better to start a day of qualifiers.
No, it most certainly doesn't. I know that some of yesterday's matches were relatively lackluster, but we got ourselves a lot of little bangers to kick things off. And we're kind of expecting these respawns to be scrappy. There's a couple of errors in the way these teams set up, especially to hold, and there's a lot of break action going on. So these teams, yeah, you see some of your SMG stars getting up, personal, and very much so involved here. But great stuff from the Heretics to close out, find some spine.
Ali, I was wanting to watch Nero. I said, he is my guy. He's my X Factor. He had a really good first half. Who clawed it back, though, for the Heretics to take the lead?
It was actually Metals and Rancor. I mean, you saw how tight this hardpoint was throughout the entirety of this. We even went down all the way to the wire. I mean, it was only a 10-point game. I think the biggest difference makers for me was the fact that, yes, Vancouver Surge did a really good job holding those P4s, but it was those P5s that really put the dagger in for the side of Heretics. And then you get back to that final P1, and it's Rancor and Metals that essentially combined for a 2v4 to break the hill by themselves and give them those last couple of points to go up 1-0.
Yeah, you love to see the fandom. We have the Spanish fans here in the venue. A lot of Americans have made their way out to Paris. And if you're looking for stars, here are two second-year studs. We've got Rancor on the left, who dropped 28 kills. Lunars right there with him at 29, a 1.22 and a 1.38. Both boys are frying in the AR role. Do they need to step up the objective, or are you liking what you're seeing through our first hard point?
Not at all. Even when you look at the hill time here across the board, I mean, that's pretty satisfactory for both of your ARs in that situation. Like I said, the hard point honestly was a banger. It was the S&D where you really felt the skill to gap.
Now, we mentioned that we did not like to see Raid in the mix here for the Heretics, but they walk away with a convincing W. Let's take a look at the search and destroy. And what did you see from our Miami team? Because this is the squad that historically had been struggling in search and destroy after adding Real back into the mix.
No, most certainly. I think that it's a case of them working very well in those first bloods. We talk about some of the statistics that come into this series, and I know that Chance in particular loves me bringing up a statistic, but it's that they are the worst team in the league when it comes to
That's
opening tools. So the fact that they managed to fix that, it felt like they were almost setting up Vancouver for exactly what they wanted every round, executing beautifully.
It did feel like almost like they were playing to their strengths, you know, and we talk about this Heretics team, and one of their strengths is how aggressive they can be, and I feel like we saw it especially in those attacking rounds where they were just taking map space. They were pushing all the way up the A site. They weren't worrying too much about the plant. They wanted that first blood. They wanted to have those numbers early in the round, and we saw it pay out in dividends throughout the entirety of that map number 2, Enigma.
While we're handing out some gas, Enigma, is there anyone that you think deserves a little extra spotlight for their performance so far?
Well, we are going to bring up Real here for his work in the S&D. Drops 9, and I'm glad he's getting this. I think he's had an inconsistent year. I think he's not been that powerhouse player that we expected from last season, and of course all the troubles he went through at the start of the year on Koi. So to see him come back into this tournament now, hopefully this is one where he can deliver again. If we think back to just last year, it's one of those moments that got him on that Koi roster overall. He had a great tournament.
I think it answers a lot of questions about Heretics as well, because, you know, with the way that LAN has gone for them, with the way the roster has gone for them, they lose Trakes, they add back in Real, hoping to kind of revive some of that old chemistry that they had beforehand. It didn't pay out right away in our regular season. Seeing it now, a couple more weeks of practice, especially in their search and destroy to pay through, is big, especially for him individually in his spot in the league.
While we're giving out flowers, I want to award some to whoever figured out the tech pause. Yesterday was a mess. It has all kinds of issues. Today is running smooth, and that tech pause was sorted out in under 2 minutes. So shout out to our stage after fixing things last night. Let's take a look at our map Samoas and what we have moving forward in this first of 5 best of 5s on the day. Sake was a 6-point difference, but it was a 5-point difference in search and destroy. A blowout in game 2 tells me that the Heretics have all the mental edge going into Overload. Do the stats back up that claim?
I would say this is the best overload for both of these teams. Obviously, you want to lean Heretics just because overall they are the better team, but I think for Surge, you have a case to make. Nero is due for a map, and if he's going to do it, Scar Overload is a really good place to start.
No, I certainly agree. Like, it's where you've got to build your way back into the series. We call it a swing mode for good reason. You get the opportunity to break here. Coaches are much more involved here at the Esports World Cup, of course, so this is where you put your arms around the boys and talk about through early strategies. Remember, the last 2 times you played Heretics here, you beat them. Now's the opportunity to start this week.
You got to start winning somewhere. It has been an abysmal start for the Vancouver Surge. They're in the hole facing elimination, at least in the winner's bracket. For now, though, Spain is on match point, and we have a bunch of happy fans alongside Guy Blaze.
Don't forget, everybody, we're not just in Paris. We are in Europe, and the Heretics superfans are out to play and watch their team turn up on the stage. They're ready to get loud, man. Hey, where are you from, okay? And who's your favorite Heretics player?
I'm from New Jersey, and my favorite Heretics player is Super.
Okay, Super's my favorite player. Super, you guys' favorite player. You guys like watching Super Snipe? Yeah. All the way from New Jersey, okay, to support. You must be a Super fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go over here and talk to some more fans as well. Where you from, man?
From Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida. You came from Florida? Anybody else come from Florida out here? Yeah, over here, more Florida people? Let's go. What about you? Where you from, man?
Colombia.
Colombia. Where my Colombians at up in the building? A lot of Colombians. Who's your favorite player?
Oh, I mean, Metals. Metals is the best.
Metals is the best, especially when it comes down to the SMG. And we also got some family in from the players as well. Alberto, we got Rencor's brother in the building. Make some noise for Rencor's brother, everybody. What would you like to say to your brother on the main stage?
Well, best of luck for him. We are the family of him and supporting always in my life. And, well, a tope. ¡Vamos! ¡Va!
¡Vamos! The fans are here and they are ready to cheer on the Heretics. One more time, everybody. Let's get loud for the Heretics. Vamos! Let's go.
So far, that Vamos is hitting different here in pairs. 2-0 to Team Heretics, loading into a Scar overload. Jay, want to play the over-under game again?
Talk to me. What we got?
Team Heretics. Wait, I got to give you a time frame. Over-under 5.5 since Major 3 qualifiers.
This is their best overload technically, so I'm going to go under.
It's over. It's
okay.
barely over. 6 wins since Major 3 qualifiers. But
All
that's
right.
it. That's not much. That's not much.
And I feel like when we're usually watching them win is when they're the team initially to get that first score, when they are playing with that advantage, because that allows their SMGs to play like rats, to hit these long routes, to play certain corners to just guarantee their one-on-ones. And that's when the Heretics are truly one of those top squads.
I should have given you the context. That was for overall overload, not just Scar overload.
See?
My bad. I just processed why you were so much confidence. You win.
Come on,
You
man.
win. Since Major 3 quals, it was 3 wins. 4 wins on this map. Actually, not a bad over-under.
I know a little bit of ball.
Bad over-under line. You know a little bit of ball. You know a lot of bit of ball. Let's get into this ball right here. Can Vancouver find a way to bounce back and get this swing map, as Enigma had said? Building some momentum. Good start. 3 dead. Why not just go ahead and grab it and try to score here?
Yeah, we should just go. We should not allow this play that's working on such a long route to be impactful on this play. And if you're thinking it's the Heretics coming off the respawn, they were going to commit over towards the A point. The juke moves are good enough for Sirs to get the initial score.
Okay, there we go. A little tempo setter for us as we head back over to the field now. Lunar's the first one in position on the plane. Up and over, a little distraction there from Super, but it doesn't really deter Lunars from locking things down under Real. Now the push starts to come through. Crazy able to take one hostage. Hello?
Oh, man.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but we'll take it. That's going to lead to possibly a second score, but Real comes off spawn, finds 2. Crazy now looking to do it all himself. Finds the 3rd, able to grab the overload, but it's Nero.
Good
Last
stuns.
one left. Stuns are locking him in place. He's stuck in molasses, and that will be enough for Heretics to get the EMP out of there.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but they get the goal line stop and are now trying to work out of their spawn. It's always extremely nerve-wracking when you still have your AMP carrier so close to the opposite objective points. But now trying to take some space over towards the motel side. I love the way that Vancouver are playing this, though. They're not really trying to force these one-on-ones, but with 2 kills going in favor of the Heretics, they're trying to hit that go button, and Nero finds a double to stop everything.
Everything does get stopped. That's the big key. Map position still in favor of Team Heretics. Surge trying to work their way out. And why not? We'll go ahead and do a Fly Saudia check-in with the Vancouver Surge.
Nice. They can be your top. They can be your top blue. They can be your top blue. Get it left. They're not left. They're not all left yet. Top blue. Nice. I have a deep left. Give me double top blue. Okay, I'll get out. Deep left. One shot back left. Nice. Good shot. Last guy. They're close.
Deep left. Top blue, so weak.
Heard you.
So top blue. Yeah. My EV. He's close on his peon.
Nice. Good shot. I'm rethinking blue.
Peon, one shot. Peon dead.
Nice shot. Red core.
One shot. He's challenging mid top challenging.
He's
I'm laying down top. Nice, get up.
One more.
Nice, good shot. One more under.
Yeah. He's in the corner. One shot the corner, bro.
He's dead. Nice, get up. One shot here. I'm gonna look left real quick.
He's outside.
Low side, red core.
Take your time, play kills. They're getting next wave.
Yeah, pretty solid in terms of how Vancouver able to get out of the trap, but once they start to generate the scoring opportunity, everything kind of falls flat.
Yeah, every time they get right at the goal line, they keep on getting stopped, and now Heretics potentially have an opportunity to get one score of their own, but they don't find any of the kills past the 50-yard line. So 3 in favor of the Surge. Luna's trying to take so much space over towards the boat side, but he's already been calm. Stuns are connecting. Yep. He's eventually going to fall. And Heretics now just need to continue to push because they have the advantage.
Mamba will give you 1. So again, this position, well, I was going to say at the field, is still yours if you're Vancouver, but that quickly gets turned aside. Nero now trying to extend a route through mid. Able to find medals for 1. Lunar's over the top doing his job by clearing out the field side. This should be an easy follow-up for Craze. Like a little bit more difficult than you would have anticipated, but now you've got Nero as your lead blocker. Craze trying to find a way to jump on in. Semtex over towards the goal, able to find 1. Pistol shot's not quite there, but the follow-up looking good for Vancouver. Can they get through the last defender? Yes, they can. Lunars for the score.
That's just fantastic tack usage there from Craze. Has both of those players one shot, is able to finish the first and continue to keep the advantage in favor of Surge. Now with 2-score lead. 1:20 left to go. Keep in mind that Surge are going to be on the preferred side here on Scar Overload. But Heretics is still trying to make something out of nothing. Yep. 3 kills go down. They have all of the map control, and they're just forcing Surge to be in an uncomfortable position. It looking like score number 1 is going in.
Sure looks that way as Metals will find the trade, jump over, and get there just before that motel spawn comes into play. Good rebuttal there from Team Heretics. EMP back over towards mid-map. Good kills from Nero allow Vancouver a chance to quickly grab this and start to set up an offensive look of their own.
Yeah, just keep the EMP safe if you can. If you're the Heretics, someone buy your life, and none other than Rencore. Mr. Pre-aim, Mr. Straight Shots. 3 in a row leads to all 4 dead, and now he turns into the lead blocker. He has so much space already.
Looking good for a possible score here. Metals is going to take it himself, and that'll be an immediate second score. 30 seconds left. Now Metals, after the drop-in, wants to get involved in the kill feed. Field spawn for the EMP. Real will track back to try to grab. Or will he? Super working with him. They're going to keep the forward pressure, but one of these two are going to have to go and grab it. EMPC at that range. Easier said than done. Lunars for the trade. Nero able to find 1 more, but Rencore has a chance to contest this EMP position. Can't quite find the last shots on the Lunars, and it'll be Vancouver looking to extend the half.
Yeah, they're going to get the final push here if you are Vancouver, but your lead blocker instantly falls. Now it's all on Craze to try to get something done with this SMG, but he's only able to find 2. Now Nero's going to reset the play. Everyone getting those close mid spawns. They only have 20 seconds to make something happen.
Well, shakes off the effects of the stuns, tries to get Mamba forward as a lead blocker. Mamba's able to find a couple. But the EMP's on the other side over towards
score.
B. EMP's towards B, though. It's just down to Real find the win. Yes, he does. We had all that extra space, but we run the EMP to where the only defender for the Heretics that's still alive is still not good.
It would have worked. It's just Crazy playing the wrong cut. Your teammates have all of mid-map. There's no need to focus on front side blue. You just need to guarantee the backside of fence. And you force your teammate with only a pistol in hand to have a one-on-one gunfight that he was not going to be ready for. That is sloppy there from the Surge. More specifically out of Craze. Those are moments right there that you cannot allow to happen, especially if you want to potentially start this comeback here. You're in the perfect spot. You get every single kill. It's just the most important one. It's the easiest cutoff of all time. And you don't get it. And Miami going to the next side, all tied up.
That's unbelievable. Everything was right there for the taking. How much will that defensive hold potentially be a lifeline for the Heretics? Metals coming out with a fury here, 4 in a row. And make that 5, turn for 6. Oh, goodness gracious. EMP now in hand as we jump in for a Team Heretics check-in.
Área azul está un tiro, otra por mar que tengo. From blue, Hardpoint y from blue. Y otro ataque lunar. Muy tocado, media. Métela. Nice. La bola no se izquierda, queda un sacio espacio. Va a ir por metal. Te tengo. La pillo yo. Te da el pin de con yo. Vale. Te tiene que dar medio. Área azul, ataca récord, 2. Área azul, salta, ataque. Dos marquetos from blue.
Son 2, no vean a nadie.
Van a pulsar al medio para derecha. Otro apunta. Creo que hay uno colado ya adelante,
Sí,
creo que hay uno colado.
Estás tú en Pro Market. Yo te vas From Market, ¿vale? Voy a la izquierda.
Izquierda uno, va, pincha verde uno.
Escucha, sí,
Y
la
otro
bala.
tengo uno y otro. Tengo uno.
Verde, muerto.
Otro que está, fue a mi derecha. Ahí va izquierda la bola. Vale, la bola izquierda y uno derecha. Está muerto.
Vale.
Sí, Artur muerto.
Bueno, voy a ver piña.
Sí,
Voy
sí, sí,
a barco.
Outer solo uno. Y nada, no, está.
Yeah, beautiful moment off of the killing spree to get in, find the score, take the edge, and we're not done yet as we continue to just pick apart Surge one by one. Opportunity to possibly score here. Pistol out, follow-up kill for Super is there. Does there an angle for Nero?
No way.
4-2 the count.
And they just keep on overwhelming them with these numbers. Surge are relying too much on these rounds, and if your teammates aren't staying alive in those power positions, you're just gonna be completely out of the play every single time. So Heretics now starting to pull away. 2-score lead. The kills are going to be a whole lot easier because you don't have to force the play anymore. And SMGs continuously are just getting lost.
Metals, big win there. Keeps the pressure up for Team Heretics, who are coming off the spawn from field side. Mid-map cutoff, Mamba's going to be felled there. Craze looking to trade and just get some space. Just do anything in this position in front of the EMP. Double hit coming up through Market on the same front. Super, the one just guarding the EMP at the moment. He's going to come back into the play, find himself another, but he will be shut down. So Vancouver's got some kills, some map position, but none of it's around the EMP.
Yeah, look at those spawns. Everyone's going to be spawning over towards that plane side, so going to take a little bit of time just to work your way over towards Motel. But Mamba goes right up through the middle, finds a double kill, and now has the EMP in his possession. We just have to start moving quick, because the longer you take, the more these Heretics routes are going to consistently keep on working.
Real behind the play now.
Oh, man.
Able to find two. Has information on the players over towards the satellite. That's going to help the ARs get involved. And Vancouver are still being held back. They at least deal with the pressure from Real, but they need to score. They need to find an opportunity sooner rather than later.
They only have a minute, 50 seconds left to try to get something done, but that's going to be all four dead. Heretics are just consistently allowing the play to come to them. You no longer have to be the aggressors, and this is going to be a guaranteed counter score. Heretics up by 3.
A really nice moment from Real. Caught perfectly by our ops team, too. Just to know that, okay, here they come. Semtex your feet, get the damage, play forward, grab the EMP, score. Easy peasy, no problems, and Real's not done. 4 in a row, make it 5. That's gonna be the Hellstorm. Oh! And Super will follow behind that for the 6th detonation, and Real is having it his way. Oh, goodness, 7 in a row, 34 and 25. And that's gonna be just a victory lap there for the Heretics.
Yeah, somebody finally got a trade on to Real, but the damage is already done. Heretics up by 4. You got a Hellstorm that you're instantly gonna call in as soon as you come off the respawn. And Vancouver's hopes and dreams of staying alive here in group play are diminishing. Every single second that keeps on passing, you can't get out of Delhi, you can't walk into a missile and be indestructible, but it's almost mathematically impossible.
Oh yeah, it is. At this point, it absolutely is. This is no way. Especially with that shutdown, Real is, woo, why not? Oh man. You know, there's just something about when Team Heretics comes and play like this. They are fun to watch, man. They are fun to watch. 40 and 27. Holy cow. I'll be biased caster right now. I want to see this Heretics all weekend long. Goodness.
We might have a chance, especially with the way that they were able to perform in this series. Not only in this overload, but the most important one for me was that search and destroy. It was teamwork making the dream work, and the Heretics completely outclassed the Surge. SMGs aren't missing, and that's going to be another 3-0 to start off today.
Yo quiero más. Más amigos. Oh my goodness. It's just, they are so refreshing to watch when they play like this. So refreshing. It really just, it legitimately teleports